So I think the first thing that I think troubles a lot of agents into this business of selling insurance of any kind is kind of the dealing with the overwhelm. The idea that, you get into this business, and of course, our business of recruiting, let's face it, the insurance business is filled with, especially at the agency builder level, is filled with a lot of really good salespeople. Let's face it. They know how to pitch new agents to make an opportunity sound awesome, but not just awesome or great, but simpler than it actually is. I'm sure I am certainly doing the same thing on some level, even though I try to give the full scoop at all levels. People who are really good at selling that build agencies and recruit to the opportunity tend to make this job look easy, let's face it. But the reality is, if you're new or if you're about to get into this business is way more harder than it looks on the surface. You see these people and you're like, okay, they're just talking to grandma and grandpa, just regular people, salt of the earth, selling them final expense in this case, or Medicare, or, they're just talking to them, having a conversation, and it's just rinse and repeat, and they're making way more money than they know what to do with. Well, that's not really how it is. When you get started, you're faced with the reality that you're in this position of not just learning about the product and how it works, but learning the underwriting, learning the pricing, learning the sales process, learning how to deal with pushback, objections, to setting the appointment, to dealing with objections in the presentation, how to close effectively, how to display your presentation with conviction and confidence so people believe in you, how to connect with people. All of these things you're going to learn as you get started selling any kind of insurance. And for the average person, it's extremely overwhelming. And so much so that many people in the midst of doing this, as they get into the thing, are faced with this reality of, wow, this is a lot of stuff, and I certainly didn't expect to experience as much as I did. And it becomes discouraging, and you start to self-doubt, like, is this really for me? I don't know if I can really do this. I didn't expect this to happen, etc. So let me kind of give you some guidance if you feel that way, or if you start to feel that way if you're new and you're going to get in the business. So the best thing I can tell you is to go in this business soberly, okay? Expect that you're not the best in the business, okay? I would grade yourself as being average, okay, in the sense of, if I'm an average person in this business, how can I give myself the best chances of success? Kind of have some humility coming into this. One thing that we do at the Ford Insurance Group is, this is because of this overwhelm issue. This is highly the reason why we only recommend an agent who's brand new to the business to start with one particular product. A lot of agencies train you to do multiple products at once as a new agent. A lot of agencies now push the hybrid model. Use telesales and face-to-face simultaneously, as if they're kind of the same type of sales pitch with no difference. But when you start to do that process, you take what should be simple as possible and compound the difficulty exponentially. And whenever there's more difficulty on an exponential basis, more often than not, people become confused. New agents become confused of what to do, what should I do? And when you're confused, what do? Nothing. Confused people don't take action. So the best advice I can give you on overwhelm is simplify the onboarding process. Come into this business and focus on one product, okay? Go look at who wins conventions. A great example. People who win conventions and go on trips in this business typically do one product really well, especially the newer ones. They're not doing Medicare, final expense, mortgage protection all at once in their first year. They're doing one product and going all in on it, okay? So the simplification of which product to choose is going to make your life easier, because truth be told, this business, as you get into just one product, is way complex on its own. And adding in something like Medicare, let's say, to a final expense type of strategy right out the gate, you're just asking for problems. And I'll take it from me. I'm pretty good at this business. I think I am. Pretty capable, pretty intelligent. When I of course, didn't listen to this advice, about 6 months in, I added Medicare on my own without help or it was a distraction. And it got me away from final expense sales. So I ended up just going nowhere because I didn't have the proper mental and focus and perception of what I needed to master first before going on to something else. Likewise, the same applies for your selection of telesales or face-to-face or remote sales. Pick one of those. Please don't believe the hype that it's okay to hybridize. Telesales, remote sales, and face-to-face sales are unique sales processes that you need to respect. And what you need to do is have a decision process on figuring out which one of those that you will have and you feel you'll have the most success to. Again, likewise, pick one of those to totally focus your efforts on to master before you start to pick up other things. Again, what we want in this business is to be able to master one particular product, one particular strategy. If you insist on picking up and doing more than one thing as a beginner, your likelihood is going to be a lot higher that you're going to fail. Okay? Likewise, kind of similarly related, what I would highly recommend, again, to minimize the overwhelm, is to not worry about learning the marketing side to the sales and marketing of your business. Specifically speaking, if you're in the paid lead generation strategy, some agents do organic, and that's tough too. It's a long-term process. It's better just to buy leads, okay? Like in our business model, final expense, Medicare, those two models are predominantly based on you buying leads. And yes, there is an argument to be made for self-generating leads. You're going to save money, potentially, not guaranteed. You control the leads, so you can control the copy. That's good. But if you, again, obligate yourself to learning how to market on Facebook, it's a lot more of a difficult task than if you were just to buy leads and test the business out and focus instead of your time not on the marketing side, but on the mastery of the sales process, the appointment setting process, and learning the product knowledge necessary to be successful. Again, all of these things are specific to the newer agents out there, not so much to the intermediate or experienced agent. I'm okay when an agent comes to me, hey, I've been doing this for 6 or 12 months, I'm successful, I got a track record, should I pick up Medicare? Is the common question I get, because they're kind of hand in glove, final expense Medicare. My answer is always absolutely. If you're successful and you can wake up every morning not worrying like, oh my gosh, where am I going to make money today? You know you can go out every week and pull some money out of your final expense leads, let's say, for example, then please pick up Medicare. Usually it's a 6 or 12 month process. Again, this is a business of a marathon, but the first year is really important to nail down perfectly. So the more simplified you can make this business, the less overwhelm you'll have.